Trauma leaves its mark not only on our minds, but also on our bodies and souls. It can manifest in a myriad of ways, from anxiety and depression to chronic pain and relationship difficulties. The effects of trauma can be far-reaching, impacting every aspect of our lives. Yet, despite its prevalence, trauma often remains hidden, shrouded in silence and shame. Trauma is not simply a matter of remembering or forgetting a past event. It is an experience that becomes deeply embedded in our nervous system, altering our perceptions, emotions, and behaviors. When we experience trauma, our bodies go into survival mode, activating the fight, flight, or freeze response. However, when trauma remains unresolved, our bodies can become stuck in this state of hyperarousal, leading to a range of physical and emotional symptoms. Some individuals may experience flashbacks, nightmares, or intrusive thoughts, while others may struggle with emotional numbness, dissociation, or difficulty regulating their emotions. Understanding the nature of trauma is essential for both individuals who have experienced it and those who support them. Trauma is not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. By recognizing the profound impact of trauma, we can begin to cultivate compassion, understanding, and effective pathways to healing. Trauma is not merely a psychological phenomenon, it is deeply intertwined with our physical selves. When we experience a traumatic event, our bodies go into survival mode, releasing a surge of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare us to fight, flee, or freeze in the face of danger. However, when trauma remains unresolved, these physiological responses can become chronic, leading to a state of constant hypervigilance and a cascade of physical and emotional health problems. The amygdala, a small, almond-shaped structure deep within the brain, plays a crucial role in our fear response. In individuals who have experienced trauma, the amygdala can become overactive, leading to exaggerated fear responses even in safe situations. This can result in chronic anxiety, panic attacks, and difficulty regulating emotions. Another brain region significantly impacted by trauma is the hippocampus, which plays a vital role in memory formation and retrieval. Trauma can disrupt the hippocampus's ability to consolidate memories, leading to fragmented and disorganized recollections of the traumatic event. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thought, planning, and decision-making, can also be impaired by trauma. Understanding the impact of trauma on our brains and bodies is crucial for developing effective treatment approaches. By addressing the physiological underpinnings of trauma, we can help individuals regulate their nervous systems, reduce hyperarousal, and reclaim a sense of safety and well-being. Traditional talk therapy, while valuable for many mental health concerns, often falls short in addressing the complexities of trauma. This is because trauma is not merely a cognitive or narrative experience. It is deeply embedded in our bodies and nervous systems. Simply talking about traumatic experiences may not be enough to process and release the emotional and physiological imprints of trauma. Somatic therapies, on the other hand, recognize the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. These approaches focus on helping individuals access and process traumatic memories and emotions through bodily sensations, movement, and sensory experiences. By working directly with the body, somatic therapies can help individuals release trapped trauma responses, regulate their nervous systems, and develop a greater sense of embodiment and self-awareness. Some examples of somatic therapies that have shown promise in treating trauma include eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or EMDR, somatic experiencing, sensorimotor psychotherapy, and yoga for trauma.
I want you to go with it and notice it. These involve the client identifying three things: the vivid visual imagery related to the memory, a negative belief about the self, related emotions, and body sensations. Take a deep breath now, let it go. What's coming up for you now?
Sensation-wise, I feel, I don't know, jittery. I think what I noticed was the feeling of doubt of doubt. Is this the right thing? This can't be happening. So that's what I noticed.
Yeah. So go with that. Just notice that. These repeated sets with directed, focused attention occur numerous times during the desensitization phase of the session. Take a nice deep breath now. Let it go. What are you noticing now? What changed from the last set? When the client finally reports no distress related to the targeted memory, he or she is asked to think of the preferred positive belief that was identified at the beginning of the session. They then focus on it with what is ever left of the target. You really did. You did an excellent job processing this out and really getting in touch with all the different pieces and putting them together and releasing all of the body stuff that you held with it.
Thank you.
Healing from trauma is not a solitary endeavor. It unfolds within the context of safe, supportive relationships. Human beings are inherently social creatures, wired for connection and belonging. When we experience trauma, our sense of safety and trust in others can be profoundly shaken. One of the most powerful antidotes to trauma is the experience of safe, attuned connection with another human being. When we feel seen, heard, and understood by another person, our nervous systems begin to calm, and we can start to regulate our emotions more effectively. Healing relationships can take many forms, including therapy, support groups, friendships, romantic partnerships, and spiritual communities. The key ingredient is the presence of empathy, compassion, and a willingness to bear witness to another person's pain without judgment or trying to fix it. It is essential to choose relationships carefully, setting healthy boundaries and seeking support from individuals who are trauma-informed and committed to creating a safe and respectful environment. Finding stillness. Somatic practices for trauma recovery. In a world that often prizes busyness and productivity, finding stillness can feel like a radical act of self-care, especially for trauma survivors. Yet, it is within the stillness that we can begin to listen to the whispers of our bodies, access our inner wisdom, and cultivate a deep sense of peace and grounding. Somatic practices, which emphasize the mind-body connection, offer gentle yet powerful tools for trauma recovery. Mindfulness meditation, a practice that involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment, can be helpful for trauma survivors. By cultivating a gentle, non-reactive awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, we can begin to observe our trauma responses without getting swept away by them. Yoga, an ancient practice that combines physical postures, breathwork, and meditation, can also be profoundly healing for trauma survivors. Yoga's gentle stretches and movements can help to release this pent-up tension, improve flexibility and range of motion, and promote a sense of embodiment and connection to our physical selves. Breathwork is another powerful somatic practice that can be incredibly effective for trauma recovery. By consciously slowing down and deepening our breath, we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm our bodies and minds. Rewiring the brain. Neuroplasticity and hope. For many years, it was believed that the brain was a fixed and immutable organ, incapable of significant change after a certain age. However, groundbreaking research in the field of neuroscience has revealed that the brain is remarkably adaptable and capable of change throughout our lives. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, offers a beacon of hope for trauma survivors, demonstrating that it is possible to heal and rewire our brains from the effects of trauma. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Through specific therapies, practices, and experiences, we can promote positive changes in our brains, strengthening neural pathways associated with resilience, emotional regulation, and well-being. One of the key ways to harness the power of neuroplasticity is through repeated practice. When we consistently engage in activities that support healing and growth, such as mindfulness meditation, yoga, or EMDR therapy, we strengthen the neural connections associated with those activities. By intentionally seeking out positive experiences and cultivating gratitude for the good in our lives, we can further enhance neuroplasticity and promote healing from trauma. Self-compassion, a balm for trauma's wounds. Trauma often leaves us feeling broken, unworthy, and ashamed. We may internalize negative messages from our past, blaming ourselves for what happened, or believing that we are somehow flawed or defective. Cultivating self-compassion is an essential antidote to the toxic effects of trauma, offering a pathway to healing, self-acceptance, and inner peace. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, care, and understanding that we would offer to a loved one who is suffering. It means recognizing that we are all imperfect human beings, deserving of love and compassion, regardless of our past experiences or perceived shortcomings. When we practice self-compassion, we choose to meet our pain with gentleness, understanding, and a willingness to embrace our imperfections with love. One way to cultivate self-compassion is to practice self-kindness. This involves speaking to ourselves in a kind, gentle, and encouraging tone, just as we would speak to a dear friend who is going through a difficult time. Recognizing our shared humanity can help us to feel less alone in our struggles and more connected to others. Building resilience, from surviving to thriving. Trauma can leave us feeling shattered and broken, but it does not have to define us. While the effects of trauma can be profound and long-lasting, it is possible to heal, grow, and build resilience in the aftermath of adversity. Resilience is not about erasing the pain of the past or pretending that trauma didn't happen. It's about developing the inner strength, coping skills, and support systems to navigate life's challenges, find meaning and purpose, and create a fulfilling life beyond trauma. One of the key pillars of resilience is developing a strong sense of self-efficacy. Self-efficacy refers to our belief in our ability to cope with challenges, achieve our goals, and create positive changes in our lives. Another important aspect of resilience is cultivating strong social connections. Having a supportive network of friends, family members, or community members can provide a buffer against stress, offer a sense of belonging, and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. Developing effective coping skills is also essential for building resilience. Breaking the silence, advocacy, and support. For too long, trauma has been shrouded in silence, shame, and stigma. Many survivors suffer in isolation, afraid to speak out or seek help for fear of judgment, disbelief, or rejection. Breaking the silence surrounding trauma is crucial for creating a culture of understanding, support, and healing. When we share our stories, we not only begin to heal ourselves, but also create space for others to do the same. Advocacy plays a vital role in raising awareness about trauma, challenging misconceptions, and promoting access to resources and support. By speaking out about our experiences, educating others, and advocating for policy changes, we can help to create a more trauma-informed society. Supporting trauma survivors can take many forms, from offering a listening ear to providing practical assistance to connecting them with resources and support. A journey of healing. Embracing hope and transformation. Healing from trauma is not a linear process. It is a journey filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. There will be days when you feel strong and capable, and there will be days when the weight of the past feels heavy and overwhelming. Remember that healing is not about erasing the past or pretending that trauma didn't happen. It's about integrating those experiences into your life story in a way that allows you to move forward with strength, resilience, and a renewed sense of hope. As you embark on this journey of healing, surround yourself with a supportive community of people who understand and validate your experiences. Seek out trauma-informed therapists, healers, and mentors who can guide you on your path and provide you with the tools and resources you need to thrive. By embracing the journey of healing, you are choosing to reclaim your life, step into your power, and create a brighter future for yourself and generations to come. Until next time, keep growing, keep healing, and keep surfing the waves of life with a Zen mindset.